Rise and grind, my everyday cigar that will piss you off. And so here we are on an average day, just worked, did all the family stuff, all the things that I do. And now I'm gonna smoke my everyday cigar, my average cigar. What is it? It is by Foundation Cigar. This is the Tabernacle. Now, this is my everyday cigar, but for some reason it pisses everyone off. This channel is based on positivity. It's based on motivation and encouraging people. And the only time that I've ever received any kind of negative comments is when it comes to my choice for my everyday cigar. And so it made me just want to shoot this video to talk about this topic of your everyday cigar, and also to just talk about the topic of your choice. You know, one of the things that I notice in whiskey and cigars, and is almost like becoming a thing in life. I don't know why we're in this place. I don't know how we got to this place where people care so much about what other people are doing, and what other people think, and what other people enjoy. And so what led me to this topic was, I said in a couple of videos back, just talking about just average everyday cigars, economy cigars, and I listed this, Foundation Cigars. I love the company, really respect the owner. He has given a lot back to the culture. He spent a lot of time in Jamaica, and so my family is Jamaican, so I got a lot of respect for him for that. He spent a lot of time in Ethiopia, and so this cigar, it's based upon the Ethiopian monarchy. It's almost religious in a sense. It's called the Tabernacle, as in the Ark of the Covenant. It's based upon King Solomon and Queen Sheba, and so this for me has a lot of sentimental value. I really appreciate this cigar, and it tastes good. Connecticut broadleaf, a great cigar. It simply tastes good. And so when I first started smoking cigars, this is what I was drawn to, because Foundation, they also have a lineup called the Upsetters. And so that's based upon reggae music. And again, my family's Jamaican. And so I gravitated towards Foundation cigars. And so for me, I bought a box of them. I've been buying like boxes every year, just enjoying them, letting them sit, letting them age. In fact, this band, I could slide it off like most of my bands. Why? Because I keep my cigars at about 65-degree humidity. So I don't dry them out, but they're not gonna be wet. And so I've been aging these for a while, got boxes of these aged. And so they became my daily cigar. Now, I said that, it's my own business, who cares? Of course, then come the comments. Why? This is a $12 cigar, it's a $10 cigar. Why aren't you respecting the working man who can afford a $10, $12 daily cigar? And for me, it never was about what you make or what I make. It's for my own reason. It's what I want to smoke every day. Does it have to be a $5 cigar? If I want to smoke a $12 cigar daily, who cares? And so that's what I want to kind of do this video about, to say who cares? Whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat, whatever moves you, do it. If it has sentimental value to you, do it. If you like the taste, if you like the strength, do whatever you want to do. Simply put, who cares? And it just sparks my curiosity of who would care? Why would you care about what another person smokes or buys or enjoys? If it baffles me why another person would even care what another person wants to do. Of course, we see on social media, all the political stuff. I would care in no way who you vote for or what you do in your home. And I always just wonder that. Why would another person care? If I like this whiskey and you don't, who cares? Now, it's good for us to share and maybe we can help each other, give some tips. But if I say I drink this whiskey and you don't, then why would that bother you or concern you or even lead you to wanting to give input? And so that comment, it didn't bother me so much, but it just sparked the curiosity of wondering, if I say this is my everyday cigar, why would that upset anyone? And so that's just something that was on my mind. And the thing that you never really know is why, or someone's how, or someone's when. And so I shared with you why this became a favorite of mine, having nothing to do with the price, but just because of all that legacy. In fact, I got to speak with the founder once, and so it carries a lot of meaning for me. And so maybe I'm gonna spend that extra $5 to buy one or to smoke one every night. And maybe I don't smoke every night, and so maybe I can afford it. Maybe you're smoking 3 cigars a day and I'm smoking 3 a week. And so maybe we end up paying the same thing, but bottom line is, who cares? Why would it bother you? And so this, for me, it has sentimental value. That's why I smoke it. And tonight, what am I doing tonight? And so I'm pairing this. A friend said the other day, why don't you do some videos with some non-alcoholic options? And I said, okay, I'll think about it. I'm pairing this, my Tabernacle, with this Vitamalt. Now, if you're from the Caribbean, you know about Vitamalt. This is non-alcoholic, and so this is like it's a malted beverage, but it's non-alcoholic. This is what kids drink. This is what we drink. Vitamalt. And so this is like our Gatorade. This we think is going to give us some extra energy. And so this is what we turn to after a sporting event, but it simply tastes good. So it's got a malty taste to it. I grew up drinking these in the Bahamas, in Jamaica, and it's no wonder I like malted beverages. I like single malt scotch. I like some Irish whiskey. I like my bourbon to have some malted barley. And so I've been wondering, why do I like malt so much? Well, this is what I grew up on. And because of my experience, I like this. Because of my experience, I'm gonna like whiskey that has barley in it or malt. If that's not your experience, that's okay. You're gonna like something different. And so on a night like tonight, I'm gonna pair my $12 Foundation Cigar Tabernacle with a Vitamalt. Why? Because based on my taste, my experience, my life, my wishes, my desires, that seems like a good idea. And so I wanted to do this video. You know me, I'm always positive, upbeat, lighthearted, trying to motivate, trying to impact. But I do want to say to us, smoke what you want to smoke, drink what you want to drink, enjoy what you want to enjoy, however you want to do it. And to those who don't see it that way, I don't understand you. I don't understand why you would care. But for the rest of us, enjoy what you want to enjoy. Whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it, you're free to do it. And so just enjoy it. Today, had a good day. Worked, family, got some more work to do at the end of this session here. And so I like to just pause. This is a Tuesday. I like to pause midweek, have a cigar, just chill, relax, And so that's what this became for me. It's called a tabernacle. So it became tabernacle is like a religious term. And so this became my midweek sanctuary, my midweek moment of just relaxing, just a check-in, a mental check-in for me, just to say, hey, let's stop, let's pause, let's reassess where we are. Let's see how the week is going. Friday, I'm gonna probably have a bourbon and a cigar, but before we get to Friday, let's just stop, pause, check in with me. And so that's where the tabernacle came in. So that's how it became my midweek pour. And so it's got so much strength to it. In fact, I would recommend when you buy these, you gotta let these sit. Not because they're not ready to smoke, but they come a little strong. And so I let them sit for like a year or two. Once they kind of blend and that nicotine starts to wane for whatever reason, then they just become delicious. So Connecticut broadly. So if you like Liga Privada, and then you're gonna love this. I think it's Liga Privada at a much better price. And so again, you get a lot of sweet notes, you get some chocolate notes, sweet, some coffee notes. Really enjoy this. Construction on these have always been good. And this cigar, it's to the point where when I smoke it, my wife will even say to me, hey, I bet you just smoked the Tabernacle, because you just seems like you're floating right now. You seem a bit too relaxed. And so I've always enjoyed these. So like I said, I'm pairing this Tabernacle, great cigar, got some strength to it. You're gonna need to pair this with something that's gonna hold up to it. And so I wouldn't have this with a light tea or even with a light, I wouldn't even have this with a cognac. If I'm gonna pair this with a spirit, it's gotta be a very peated Scotch. It's gonna have to be something cask strength. If I pair this with a coffee, it's gonna have to be black coffee, something strong, because the cigar itself it's got a lot of taste to it, a lot of flavors to it. Not overpowering, but it's definitely there, it's present. And so there are beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, like this. This is a Vitamalt. This is very malty. So the rest of my family, they don't like this. They say it tastes like medicine or something. And so I love it. I think it's got a great taste to it. It's almost like, picture like a super root beer. And so it's got that almost is malty. So whatever that tastes like. I enjoy that with this cigar. Now, some of the other non-alcoholic beverages that I would have, I like to drink ginger tea. And so that blends well. The ginger, it has a way of resetting your palate. I like to have maybe a lemon sparkling water. I like to have maybe just some water. Again, maybe a sparkling water. The bubbles is all about resetting your palate. And so we've got tea, got coffee. For some reason, if I'm just having what I would call a medium-bodied cigar, like a Cuban or a Habano, then I like to have my coffee with some cream in it. I usually have my coffee black, but if I'm gonna pair my coffee with a cigar, then I'm gonna put a little bit of cream in it, just to get a little bit of sweetness there. And so you've got tea, coffee. Also in the Caribbean, we drink a lot of ginger beer. And so again, it's a soda product, non-alcoholic, but that ginger and cigars really go well together. So to me, what helps cigars, ginger, lemon, malt, and so all these different flavors really help to bring out the taste of the cigar. And something else I mentioned root beer. And so a good premium root beer works really well with cigars. Also, cream soda, particularly like a vanilla cream soda. And so what we're seeing are these earthy notes. And so ginger, lemon, vanilla, root, whatever note root is. And so those things work really good when it comes to non-alcoholic pairings. Lastly, what I would throw out there, because this is what they do all throughout where the cigars are made and rolled, especially in places like Cuba, they drink a lot of Coke. And so if you want to really you want to do it the way that the Cubans do, you have your cigar with particularly a Mexican Coke. I think it has to do with the sugar that they have in it, whether it's real sugar, so that it just tastes so much better. In fact, some of my most interesting cigar nights occurred with a Mexican Coke. Again, I don't know if it's that real sugar that they put in it. Maybe it's the Mexican water. And so I've smoked Opus X cigars with a Mexican Coke and just loved it. Actually, the last thing I would say, speaking of Cuba, having a cigar with some Cuban coffee. And so I was in Miami recently and I had that experience. Cuban coffee is strong. I had like literally a shot of it, like an espresso size, like a shot of it. And that was enough. And so with some really strong Cuban coffee, and so you don't always have to have some cognac or some whiskey. I have dabbled with cigars with wine. I like red wine, but sometimes the red wine can be a little drying. If it's summertime, then maybe with a Moscato or some rosé. Again, it's all about those bubbles, and so the bubbles are going to help reset in your palate. And so there's a plethora of things that you could have with your cigar: ginger, lemons, vanilla, root beer, coffee, whatever kind of wine you want. Whether you want to have a Chardonnay with it. In fact, some people have been toying with the idea of tequila, so some well-aged tequila with my cigars. But one of the points of this video, after having gone through all that, is to say whatever you want to do, you are right. It's your cigar, it's your taste buds, it's your money. So whatever, it's your time. You've worked for this, you've earned this, you've worked, you've rise and grind, you've been up all day long. You've been waiting for this moment to light up a cigar and to enjoy it with your beverage. And so for me, like I said, it just baffles me. I'm not going on a tangent about it. I'm not on a soapbox here, but it just leaves me wondering. For one, don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Don't worry about anyone else's opinion. Unless we're talking about something in a very constructive way. And so if, for instance, if I said, this cigar has great value, then we could have a discussion, because value is something we could discuss. We can say, well, at $12, here is the value of it. Versus a $30 cigar. We can say this has more value based on quality versus the cost. And so we can have that discussion. But if I simply say this is what I smoke every day, not really sure where the discussion would lie. Now, if you say, I know some people, they smoke, I believe they're called Curum, or just whatever cigars you buy just in bulk, $2 cigar, $1 cigar, whatever. If I see a man smoking a $2 cigar, it bothers me in no way at all. If I see a guy smoking a $30 cigar, I always see guys pulling out these Padrones, and they're small little cigars, and they're $20, $30 cigars, and it bothers me in no way at all. I don't care. And so when I pull out my Opus X and my Godifiers, I don't think anybody should care. I've seen guys in a lounge and they get their bourbon and it's filled with ice. And I look at it and I say, huh, that's interesting. But I wouldn't say anything out loud because I don't care. If you want to fill it up with ice, or if you want to mix it with Kool-Aid, that's on you. I don't care. It bothers me in no way at all. And so, as I'm smoking my everyday cigar, just reflecting on a thought that I'm having today. And maybe I'll start to do more of these kind of videos. And let me know if you like this kind of content. Because I said to you a long time ago, I'm not here to tell you about all the notes and convince you to buy this cigar or that cigar. I don't care what cigar you buy. And so it's hard for me to do these videos because there is no agenda. I don't care if you smoke a cigar or buy a cigar, or I'm not trying to influence you. So it's hard to be an influencer when you're not trying to influence the people. And so let me know if you appreciate just this style of video, this style of content of just speaking. And so this is the thought, the random thought just going through my mind as I have my midweek check-in. Why does it upset people so much? Why do we put so much responsibility or even concern on influencers and politicians and all these people? Do what's best for you. Quit worrying about what the masses think. Quit worrying about social media, and quit worrying about everyone else beyond your household, even beyond yourself. Do what works for you. Do what brings you pleasure. Do what brings you joy. Do whatever works for you. So the thing about my videos is they're always just my experiences. And so I may do a video that says the 5 cigars that I like to smoke. The 5 cigars I would smoke when I was beginning. The 5 cigars I smoke now. The 5 cigars I smoke when I celebrate. So it's always just based upon my own experiences. And that's all I'm sharing with you. Is you're my friends, and I'm just talking to my friends saying, hey, you know what cigars I've been smoking? It's in no way to influence you to say, hey, be like me and smoke these cigars, because I don't care what you want to smoke. These companies aren't gonna, I'm not on commission with them. There's no incentive. But I would share with my friends a cigar that I smoked recently that might have had a good value, or a cigar that just left a good impression on me. So from one friend to another, I'll share that with you. If there's an experience I have to say, hey, you know what, I got this malted soda that I like to drink, and it really brings out notes and flavors and makes it enjoyable, then I would share that with my friends. But the idea of influencing and caring and just worrying, critiquing, to me, I don't think that's not who we are. And so the community that I'm looking to build, we don't really do that. We stay positive. Because we're men and women just getting it, doing it, handling our business. We're all kings and queens of our own homes. So you don't need me to tell you what to smoke. You already know what to smoke. You smoke what you want to smoke. We can help each other, but we don't need to influence each other. So I'm not an influencer, just your friend who hit record on his camera. You know how you know I'm not an influencer? Because I don't gain by what you buy. And so no, I'm not on the other side. I'm on your side. Just a guy sharing with his friends. That's what this channel was, is, and will always be. Just a guy talking to his friends. And so if you enjoy that kind of community, hit subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what's on your mind. What is your pet peeve in this cigar culture that we have, and particularly the world culture I mean, do you get what I'm saying about this? Let each person do what they want to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let me know. Hit like if you enjoy the ramble for today. And if you just want a channel where all we do is just talk, motivate, try to help each other. You can be motivated by it or not. Just trying to help my friends out. That's called The Grind Podcast, so check that channel out. But just wanted to check in with you as I smoke my everyday cigar, drinking my non-alcoholic beverage in the comfort of my own home, doing whatever I want to do. And so like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, rise and grind.